the Stargirl trailer, which I haven't seen, unfortunately. But Mar, you have seen it. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so like, Stargirl kind of gets a lot of hate and criticism because Jeff Johns is one of the main producers. I think he was the showrunner of season one. If I think he created the character of Stargirl after his sister, I think. And yeah, so season one was pretty good. The reason I wanted to watch season one was because of Luke Wilson. I really like Luke Wilson and Owen Wilson, of course, just in their comedy movies and just as actors. So I was only really watching it for him. And I started watching the show, and it's kind of it has CW kind of elements, but the budget is much higher, and I would say there's more heart in it as well. And there was only I think 11 episodes or 13 episodes in season one, so it wasn't like a Flash where there's 22, 23 episodes. I thought it was a nice kind of context story. Nice little villains in it as well. A little bit cheesy at times and stuff like that, but I bared with it, and I thought it was an enjoyable show at the most part. And for someone who's not a comic book reader, I like these types of shows so I can learn about characters. So I got to learn about the Justice Society of America, which we'll see elements of that in Black Adam, of course. But I got to learn about some characters I never knew before. So I look at these kind of shows as me going to school, comic book school, so I get to get educated on them. But the season two trailer came out this week. It was only a little small glimpse, and this season is going to introduce Green Lantern's daughter, which is interesting, and we'll see how it goes. Like a lot of these shows do that, don't they? Like you have in Titans where you have like Wonder Woman's daughter or something
Yeah.
like that introduced. Yeah. Like at times it can be cool, but at times it's just like, oh, okay, so we had a superhero, and then they have a son or a daughter, and then they become a superhero and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. The show is cheesy at times, but I think some of the production value is pretty good. But I am a bit worried for season two because it's now a CW only show, and it might be on HBO Max as well, but because it was on the DC app, that's gone now, and Titan's going to be on HBO Max. So I'm a little worried about the budget, maybe the visual effects, because that's one of the best things about season one was the budget and the visual effects with the villains and the superpowers and stuff like that, the magic. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, I'm looking forward to just watching it. It's an easy watch, and Luke Wilson's in it again for season two, and also I don't know if any of you watched the show Community. What's the main guy? I forget his name now. The main guy in that show.
I
He
know
was
who you're
kind of
talking
in.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of
I'm
his name, but
Ian McHale. That's him.
yeah,
Ian McHale. Yeah, he was. He had a cameo in season one because he was the original kind of star man. I think it was the kind of character essence, and he kind of had a cameo, and there was a backstory why he wasn't in the full season. But he's going to pop up in this season, so that's interesting. I really like him as an actor. I think he's very funny. And also, we have, I think I'm getting this right, we have Henry Allen from the Flash series. He's popping up. The father of the Flash is popping up in the last two or three episodes of this season, which is interesting. So he played Barry. He played Barry Allen in the original
Yeah.
Flash TV show back in the 80s or 90s. So he's going to be in this. I found that very interesting because I thought that this would be its own story, but it looks like maybe because it's going to be under the CW banner, maybe they're going to end up bringing that in with the Flash and that world and Legends. Maybe I hope they don't because I think there's enough characters in this world to have a good story with the Justice Society of America, the villains and stuff like that. But
I was
I just
I
want
was
to,
actually about to ask you if it was in the same universe. I haven't seen Stargirl yet, so I didn't know if it
yeah,
was continuity was the same between those.
yeah. It's very hard to know with all these CW shows and stuff, and then you have Titans, of course. Then you have Doom Patrol. You have the Alfred, isn't it? TV show there as well. You got so many different DC universe shows. It's hard to know which universe they tie
Yeah.
into. And now
Yeah,
with the Flash movie coming, I mean, maybe have Grant Gustin appearing in that. We had Ezra Miller on the Flash show. We had Tom Welling coming in. Maybe it's all just the one universe. I don't know anymore. I think they just make it up as they go along. But in season one, there was no direct ties to say, oh, over in Central City, we've got Barry Allen or the Flash fighting crime there. There was none of those kind of hints or anything like that. It just felt like, oh, there was the Justice Society of America. Okay, cool. And now we have kind of the next generation of that with these younger kids. But the villains are still kind of, the old villains are now back. And they're trying to take over the world because the Justice Society of America is gone, but now the kids take over. But yeah, so there was no signs of it. But now with him popping in, maybe a Flashpoint paradox or something like that, maybe something that happened where they're tied into that, or I don't know, but there was no hints. But I found it interesting that now he's going to be in it. So, but I like him as an actor, and I think he's a brilliant Flash. So it's that's going to be awesome to see him pop up.
Yeah, Aaron, have you gotten a chance to watch this show, or do you like it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think?
I have not seen the show. But I weirdly I watched the season 2 trailer today, having not seen season 1, so I was a little bit confused. Um, but I was like, I thought it was going to look kind of like the other CW shows, and I was kind of surprised, honestly, because like Sean was saying, the production value is a little higher. I noticed, and it's shot differently. To me, it's shot more like Superman and Lois almost, where it's more of like a film quality,
Yeah.
Set of effects and things like that. But the trailer looked interesting. I've never really like read Stargirl comics or anything, but it did intrigue me. I like the characters in it, and oh man, you just said the actor's name that was the guy in there, and I love him.
Ian McHale, I think that's his name.
No, the other guy,
Luke Wilson.
Luke Wilson, yes.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. I love him in anything he's
Yeah.
in. So I think I'm gonna watch it now. I probably should.
But Luke Wilson kind of has a relationship, like, so he and his son, so Stargirl, of course, she's the main kind of star of the show, pun intended, and so Luke Wilson gets with her mom, and then they're together, of course. So he's like a stepdad to her. But Luke Wilson kind of has this kind of charm to him, where he's very kind of caring, and his relationship with his new daughter is pretty sweet. But he also has his son, and they kind of have a back and forth of kind of comedic moments, like one-liners, and their interaction is pretty funny. So for me, I think Luke Wilson was just a standout in season 1, and he also gets in on some of the action as well, which is pretty cool. And you know what? Like, I love like the Will Ferrell, Jack Black, Ben Stiller, that kind of the frat pack back in the day. They used to do all these movies and pop up with each other. So I think it's awesome that these guys are now in Marvel and DC movies and shows. Like, I geek out in that big time. I even have a Mobius action figure ordered because I love Owen Wilson that much. And it's not the coolest action figure to get, but I want it.
I always feel like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme when I'm watching Marvel and DC stuff now, because I'm just pointing at the screen constantly, like, "Hey, that guy I love him!" Like, oh my god, it's fantastic. I love that they're doing that now.
Yeah. So as you said, that's a good point about Superman and Lois, which is an amazing show right now. It is shot kind of like that as well. The budget it's taken seriously, but Superman and Lois is kind of more of a serious show. And here, the budget is goofy at times, but I will say the soundtrack for season 1 was amazing. A lot of cool kind of songs, older songs, newer songs as well. I thought they were blended into the show well with what was happening on screen at the time. So Joel McHale, that's it. Sorry, I said Ian. Anna, thank you very much. Joel, I was going blank on his name. My sister would kill me because she loves Community. If she was watching, she'd be screaming at the screen right now. But yeah, that's Stargirl season 2. It's coming later this summer, I think, maybe August. I could be wrong about that. Maybe someone in the chat will know, but I'll watch it when it comes around. I'm not counting on the days or anything, but I'll watch it.